Guys, stop bringing guys to church so you can date them.
Learn to convert doesn't work. Just don't do it. I
still believe in it though.
No, don't
I'm joking.
I'm kidding. Hey, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Bax, and it's absolutely fabulous meeting you. Today, I'm with my fabulous friend Santana. How are you doing?
Wow.
Yes, you're fabulous, Chubby.
Cool.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Hi to the people of the podcast.
Hello, people of the podcast.
So I brought Santana here because you guys like things, and here we are. Can I tell you?
You guys like things.
They like things. And can I tell you guys make Santana very uncomfortable. Wait, let me first stress.
Yep. Just
look at him. He's so shy. He doesn't even know what to do with himself.
Yeah. Okay. No comments.
No
I'm
comments.
gonna be wise about this.
No comments. Must I show them the video that you sent me that day on WhatsApp? No, please. Never.
What
never.
video? I don't know
what video? It doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Nothing. We're gonna start everything off with 2 truths and 1 lie, just to get the icebreaker.
Cool.
You know, Shandy's in. So give us 2 truths, 1 lie, and then we're gonna dive into 3 questions from the girls on Instagram.
Cool. Okay, so number 1.
Mm-hmm.
I got my ear pierced by my friend. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They took a needle, you know the needle apple method, put the apple behind, and thankfully we put a mark with a Koki, so we didn't have to do it more than once.
Okay.
But yes, my friend pierced my ear with a needle at the house. Number 2, I got my first tattoo on the trick back after surfing the whole morning, and all I had in my stomach was a peanut butter sandwich, so I think I almost passed out, but I didn't. Number 3, I have stabbed myself before accidentally with a pocket knife when I was 10.
Yeah, the problem is that all your stories have got so much detail.
Yeah, that's why.
And
that's what I said when I was like last night.
You really thought about this.
Yeah, I wanted to make it good.
Okay, I'm gonna say that your friend didn't pierce your ear. I think that's the lie.
Why?
Because you told that story with so much, like, that's the one story that has the most detail. So, like, story 1, you even telling me about an apple, and you even took a Koki, and I'm like, dog, why would you take a Koki to make a 3 centimeter diameter circle?
You gotta mark where it is, so that you don't miss.
Yeah, but that's a huge, why didn't you use a pen?
Because pens don't mark on skin with a dot easily. Tried that.
Oh. Santana, just confess you're lying. It's the lie, right?
Final answer number 1.
Yes.
You are correct, actually.
Exactly.
Well done.
I know a lie when I see one.
Funny enough, I actually got my ear pierced at the beach as well. I got my ear pierced at the beach.
You're a beach boy, ne?
At the beach, yep. I like the sea.
Oh yes, your intro was I love Jesus more than I love surfing.
Pizza also, yes. Is that my intro?
Yes, on the boys video. Can I tell you? I knew surfer boys exist, but I thought they were like figments of imagination. Like in my
boy?
Yes, that's what you said. Like the vibes that you gave me was like I'm a surfer, and then you showed me your YouTube videos, and I was like, wow, you are one person with the water.
Whoa, now I like surfing. I don't know if I could claim I'm a surfer boy, because I think you need to be good at surfing.
But also, I've never met a person who surfs in real life.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Think about it.
It is weird.
In my head, it's people from the movies who surf.
Oh yeah. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Are you a movie character? Exactly. You're a real life person. So, are you ready for the questions?
I don't know.
How are you feeling? Are you scared?
I'm nervous.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how nervous are you for these questions?
9.
9.
Yeah.
That's very nervous, my F. You. Okay, question number 1. Are you single?
Yes, but unavailable.
Ooh, I love that. Number 2, what's your ideal date?
My ideal date? I think start the morning with like an early morning walk. Also depends where we are, but let's just say we can be anywhere all the time. Start the morning with like an early morning walk outside.
Also, the date is gonna happen the whole day.
Oh,
wow,
day.
Romance boys.
Outside. Then come back. I'll cook some Portuguese scrambled eggs.
Guys, Santana's Portuguese. Did you know? They don't know. Santana's Portuguese, guys. I was so shocked when I found out, but also like I wasn't shocked, but I was.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
half.
What Afrikaans boy's name is Santana? But also I don't know. Yeah, that's very wild. Anyway, you're gonna cook Portuguese food. Ooh.
Make Portuguese scrambled eggs on toast. It's actually, I don't think it's a
What's Portuguese scrambled eggs?
It's something I came up with and I named it that because it's, you got the red in the tomatoes, the green in the jalapeno peppers, and then the yellow in the eggs.
So
And that's
because
the flag.
it's the flag. Okay.
And also because the Portuguese man cooks it. Then, after the breakfast, go
Do you understand that you're digging a deeper hole for yourself?
Yes. Go to the beach. Surf, swim, like enjoy the beach day.
Mm-hmm.
Then when it starts to get like, okay, we've been here long enough, then go home, obviously shower because you got like beach sand. Not together, separately.
Yeah, separately.
As
like a woman
God-loving
and man of
individuals.
God.
Yes.
Yes.
Because we're assuming we're not married in this. Okay. Shower. Then maybe like an afternoon movie. Yes. And then after that, have some sundowners on the beach.
Washa.
And
You really
then
love the beach, ne?
Have her home before 8 because
The father
wisdom.
is.
No,
I
not
mean,
just wisdom. The father,
wisdom.
yes.
The father. Father with a capital F.
Yes. That is his daughter. And I will not. No.
I'm so dead. Okay, last one. What are your biggest pet peeves?
Biggest pet peeve. Okay, I don't know if it's the biggest, but it came to my mind soon. It's like if somebody has a very annoying voice, and I feel bad about this because I'm like, you can't always choose this.
I
But
get
if
that
somebody
though.
calls my name
I get that.
and it puts stress in me,
Damn.
just them like shouting for me, I'm like, I think that, and also just assumption when people assume things about me before knowing me.
Before asking you.
Yes, and just assuming like, oh, I'm this or I'm that or whatever. I think people assume a lot. I am also people, so I do that, and I hate when I do it. So
Because you hate that other people do it and you don't want to be a hypocrite because you're not.
yeah,
But I get the voice thing. I'm also like that because I'm like, if I hear a man's voice, I'm like, yo, dude, if I'm supposed to marry you one day, I cannot wake up next to you.
imagine. And then that's every day, right? It's not just like, oh, when we're on dates. That's your everyday.
Forever.
From the moment
Like
you
from
wake
the
up.
moment you wake up until you sleep, that's the last thing you hear.
And even if you don't spend
Yo.
the day with them, you'll remember their voice throughout the day.
I'd also bury myself, FZ.
Yo.
I would. Bye, girl.
Bye.
That was our F Tsoho. You guys know Tsoho.
Oh, F. Is that short for friend?
Yes. The whole time I've been calling you my F, what did you think I was saying?
I didn't even realize that.
You, Chomi Batung. My F. Do you know, I actually had this conversation with Kelsey the other day because during prayer, what's his name? Cameron was leading AIM. So AIM is like this, like, it's like a mini intercession session that we have before service, right?
Yeah.
And Cameron was leading that. And I think he said something, I was like, yeah, that's good, my F. And everyone like kind of turned and looked at me like, what?
Yes,
What?
I do remember
What was
that.
that?
It's like,
Yeah, and then Kelsey was like, what is that? And I was like, my F means friend. And she was like, that's definitely not what I thought when you
yes,
said my F.
yes.
Yeah, so I had
100%.
to walk around like just explain to everyone, my F means friend. I wasn't swearing.
Yeah.
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 Very
that,
scary.
That was sketchy. I remember hearing that and I was like,
But it's
then we
normal
went
to
into
me.
prayer and it slipped my mind.
The thing is, everyone on the street says my F. So to me, like, it makes sense.
Okay.
It's just because maybe I'm from Pretoria, ne?
Yes. Yeah, Pretoria, Midrand, Joburg language. They
It's
all
not the
differ very
same.
much.
It's not the
very
same.
much. Yep.
Anyway, on to the real meat. I didn't know that you have a YouTube channel. It probably doesn't exist, so you guys don't even bother searching it. You're not gonna find it.
I unlisted
You're not gonna
everything.
Yeah, everything. I saw it because obviously unlisted boys have the videos, and I was like, Santana is a real life like surfer boy. Mister, I'm in the water. What happened? Like, tell us about how did you switch from being Santana, surfer boy, 6-pack for the babies on the streets, literally every second post, 6-pack for the babies, to Mr. Wear crop tops with turtlenecks.
No. So I think I fell in love with the sea and was surfing because it was an escape from where I stayed at the time, which was Vaughan Valley. So, like, no hate on Vaughan Valley.
Vaughan Valley,
no
isn't that
hate
in
on
Midrand?
Yeah, no hate on this area. It's
Okay.
just, I really love the outdoors. And by the outdoors, I don't mean, like, brick and walls and houses. I mean, like, trees and the
Grass.
sea and grass and things like that. And where I stayed, it was a super built-up suburban area. So everywhere I looked, it was either houses or walls or whatever. So the sea was an easy escape. And I mean, my parents love the sea, so it's
Did you
no
grow up
wonder.
on the coast?
Not at all, actually.
Ah,
I went
you didn't grow up on the coast?
when I was 15. The end of my grade 9 year, I went to my friend's house on the last day of school, and he had a skateboard, and he taught me a trick. And I was like, I'm sold. Take my money. So I went and found an old skateboard lying around my house, started skating. That December, I went to the coast with him. His family surfed, and they taught me how to surf. And I stood up and I was like, sold.
That's
this is
crazy.
me. And then from about 15, I went all the way into that. I think as a coping mechanism, because before that, I went through not I went through. I put myself through, I think, a bad breakup with my first girlfriend.
Oh,
Who I was
scary.
dating for like 14 months in grade 8.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say 14 years. I was like, my brother, you are
no.
not even that old.
No, 14 months in grade 8. And then I kind of came out of it like, I don't have any hobbies. My only hobby was being a boyfriend. So it was no wonder when skating and surfing came along, I was like, yes. It was a way to be outside and to surf and to escape the concrete jungle I lived in. And it actually became a huge idol. But now that I think I'm learning to have a balance with it,
Yeah.
I can surf and I can skate without making that my whole life and identity.
Yeah.
So now I still love surfing, still love skating, still love being outside. But I don't think I would say, oh, I'm a surfer dude, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a skater guy.
That's funny. I would though.
I'll take it. Like, it's not a bad thing to be called.
Yeah. I just think it's crazy. I love that I don't love that it's an idol, but I love that you called it an idol, because in my head, and I think in a lot of people's heads, it's kind of like idols are like, you know,
these little statues you have that you
statues, but like more than statues, like we make things like relationships idols. We make like, there's common idols like drugs maybe, or alcohol and all those other kinds of stuff, fame, Instagram likes. But like, I've never heard someone who said surfing is an idol. What is an idol? Can you break that down for us? Like, what do you define as an idol?
So I would say an idol is anything you worship or serve more than you would God, because at the end of the day, an idol is something that's taking the place of God in your life.
Yeah.
And because he's the creator of all things, he deserves all worship and service, and like our entire lives are essentially owed to him.
Yeah.
Because we're breathing because of him. Now, if there's something else that's sitting in his place of receiving the worship and service and praise and all of that, I'd say that's an idol. And idols can be good things or bad things.
Yeah.
Like, you can have a bad idol, i.e. pornography, drugs, alcohol, or you can have a good idol, relationships, children,
marriage,
you name it, hobbies, anything can become an idol. I think a huge one in today's culture, this is probably going to get a lot of hate, but I'm saying it anyways, is gym. I think a lot of people go,
see me,
life's
I'm not
hard,
an idol worshiper.
let's go straight to gym. Whereas like, maybe if you went, oh frick, I'm really struggling right now.
Yeah.
Let me, instead of going to gym, dive into some word. Those issues would actually be worked through. And I'm speaking from experience, because I did this. I was like, let's go gym, and hence the,
six-pack babies.
Every time I was upset or whatever, it would either be like surf, skate,
or gym.
And it didn't get me anywhere. So I think that's how I would, long version, describe what an idol is. What would you say an idol is?
I think for me, and Mash actually called me out on this like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
After SNL, and I was chatting to him, and he was like, why do you work so much? Like, you work around the clock. It needs to stop. And I think at some point during one of my sabbaticals, is it a sabbatical?
Yeah.
It's a sabbatical.
Long break.
Yeah. One of my sabbaticals, like, I remember I was reading devotion in the Word, and it was kind of like I realized that I have so many feelings that I don't really confront, because I'm an eldest child. I've learned how to be emotionally intelligent enough to get things done so that everyone else in the household doesn't have to suffer. Like, there's way too much responsibility for me to be in my feelings, so I get things done and I'll deal with my emotions later.
I couldn't get up, I couldn't do anything. All I wanted to do was die. I prayed for death so many times.
How did you learn to hear the voice of God for yourself?
Guys, stop bringing guys to church so you can date them.
Learn to convert doesn't work. Just don't do it.
I still believe in it though.
No, don't
I'm
do it.
joking.
I'm kidding.
Like, what was the process of getting yourself to a place where you actually had the liver to come back to church?
What brought me back was knowing that I could step into a room with the leader and tell him exactly what had happened, and he wouldn't come down on me. He wouldn't like say I told you so or anything like that. He would just be loving and just be genuine, and that's exactly what I did. I don't think that I would say there's like a formula for those looking to come to church. I think I would say for those of us who are in church, there's an invitation to be that person that is welcoming, that is friendly, that is just so loving, so that if you meet someone, doesn't matter if you're at church or not, they might have an experience with you as a Christian and go, that Christian person made me feel so loved. When I'm at my most broken, that's where I'm going to run to.
Yo, Santana. That, you see that right there? That's a word.